All right, welcome. I'm Gina. We're going to do some meditation, some gentle moving, some breath work today. Take it at your own pace. And we're going to start just by grounding. So find yourself a really comfortable seat. Maybe you wiggle your hips to find that place that feels really sturdy. And if there's any way to make yourself a little more comfortable, do that. Maybe you roll your shoulders a couple times because that feels good, or maybe you adjust where your feet are, how close or far away your feet are from the body, if they're crossed or uncrossed, how that feels for your balance. If you are sitting in a chair, maybe it's more comfortable for you to have some support under your low back, or maybe you want to self-support and that's what feels good. So just assess. And we're going to start with some really gentle breathing, very, very, very gentle breathing. So we'll just come into this space and check out, how does the body feel today? Breathing in and out through the nose, almost imperceptibly, as gentle, as slow, as light as possible. In through the nose, and then back out through the nose. And as we're breathing lightly, it's okay if you start to feel a little bit of air hunger. If you feel a lot of air hunger, elongate the breath, both the inhale and the exhale, so that you feel comfortable, so that you're not feeling like you need to gasp for air. But our goal is to keep it really light, really easy, really gentle, feeling the air come in through the nostrils, feeling the air come down the throat. Maybe you feel it in the chest, but just lightly, gently, almost imperceptible, as the chest very slowly rises on the inhale and very subtly sinks on the exhale. Just experimenting with, what does it feel like to be super still, super calm? And we can control the way we feel a little bit with the breath, right? The breath helps guide the emotions. So when we deliberately slow down the breath, then we can help ease the chatter in the mind. And watching the breath in through the nose and out through the nose gives us something to focus our attention on, rather than all of the background noise that sometimes enters our brain. Just push it to the side. Say you'll worry about it later. It's no big deal. Right now, I'm breathing. You might see if you can find the breath in the belly. But again, rather than making a big belly breath, just see if there's a little subtle movement of the belly out as you inhale, and a very subtle movement of the belly in as you exhale. Really gentle, really easy. And if you'd like to set an intention, and maybe you keep this on, it's going to be easy. That's going to be my intention. My intention is, everything is easy for me, or I'm gentle with myself. Now's a great time to set that intention. You can also pick any other intention that you're working with, something that you would like more of in your life, an emotion that you're working through or that you're calling in. Stated in present tense. I am a calm person. I am a patient person. Send it out into the universe. Let the universe conspire to help make it so. And when you're ready, we'll drop one ear to one shoulder really gently, keeping this really easy breath. With all the movements, we'll keep the breath as calm, as easy, as almost imperceptible as possible. This might feel good if you're looking for more. Maybe you stretch out that opposite arm. Again, creep it out gently. Maybe you set it on the floor if you're sitting on the floor, or you push with a flexed palm away if you're sitting in a chair. Just experiment with what feels good in in your body, breathing into any areas of stiffness or soreness. And then if your arms extended, we'll just very gently bring it back into the lap. And very slowly tuck the chin to the chest to feel the stretch down the back side of the neck and maybe into the upper back. Keeping the breath light, keeping it easy. Maybe you press into the thighs and really arch the back like a Halloween cat. Maybe you stay right where you are. And then at the bottom of your next breath, we'll gently roll the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder, feeling the stretch down the opposite side of the neck. Letting the breath be really easy, and if you like, you can stretch the opposite arm away. Breathing into any areas of tension or constriction. And if the breath stops, come out of the stretch a little bit. It means you've gone too far. Keeping the breath going is the most important thing, way more important than how deep you can stretch. And when you're ready, if your hand's out, we'll bring the hand back into the lap. And then we'll roll the head back so that you're looking up towards the ceiling. And then think about bringing your collarbones up towards the ceiling. Think about tipping your pelvis forward, looking up and arching the back, looking for something new. So thinking about inhaling to lift the sternum and exhaling to look at something new. And again, it's easy to dump into the neck in a back bend. When you dump into the neck, it becomes hard to breathe. So if you can't breathe nice, gently, easily, consistently, maybe you've gone too far and you come out of it a little bit. And then when you're ready, we'll come back into a nice tall seat. And then you can take a few neck rolls at your own pace. Again, keeping the breathing going slow. Maybe you find a spot that feels really good and you linger for a breath. Maybe you hear some pops and clicks, which is normal and fine as long as there's no acute pain associated with those. And then switching the opposite direction. And just really feeling into your body. What does your body want? What feels good today? Maybe what doesn't feel so great today? Where can you be gentle? And then coming back into a nice tall C, we'll put some movement in the hips. So maybe that looks like big hip circles, or maybe that looks like very small, almost imperceptible hip circles. But thinking about your balance, moving from one sits bone to the other sits bone. Maybe you put in a breath pattern here where you inhale as you come forward and exhale as you're behind, or the opposite. And then we'll go the opposite directions. So if you were going clockwise, we'll go counterclockwise. And again, just feeling, how do your hips feel? How does your torso feel? What feels stiff? What feels loose? And then breathing into those areas that might have a bit of stiffness. And then we'll come back into a tall seat and put some movement in the shoulders. And so this can look however you want it to look. It can be really small. It can be really big with some big arm rolls. It could be somewhere in the middle with your hands on the shoulders, or if you do small circles with the arms outstretched, that becomes a little bit of resistance and strengthening, it is up to you. You ask your body what feels good today. Maybe it's one at a time. Maybe it's both together. Maybe it's stretching statically. That sometimes can feel really good. Or sometimes it feels better to move and put a lot of motion into the shoulder joint. And then I'll invite you, if you want, these are your shoulders. You do what feels good to you. If you want, you can clasp for opposite hands behind the back and sit up nice and proud and tall and kind of rinse the shoulders. If it feels good to you, you could tip forward and bring the palms up overhead, or this might already feel like enough, and you decide. And if you try tipping forward and then that doesn't feel right, just come right back up. It's no big deal. It's good to experiment. And then we'll stretch the shoulders from the other side. So let that go. Maybe bounce a little bit or do whatever feels good. And then we'll interlace the fingers in this time to the front and up. Yeah, the yawning is great. This is a perfect time to do it. Maybe we can let it go with a big sigh. And we can do another one like that, pressing the palms away, bringing the hands up overhead, and sighing it all out as slowly or as quickly as feels good in your body. And then if there's any other movement that would feel good for you right now, take a minute and do that. So maybe that's cat-cows because you want to get some more movement in the spine. Or maybe that's some more hip openers. You want to do a figure 4, or press the soles of the feet together and do some foot massage or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's like, ask your body, say, what would feel really good? And maybe your body is already saying, I'm ready to be still. But maybe your body is saying, actually, it would be really nice to do some twists. Or it would be really nice to loosen up the wrists a little bit. Whatever it is, this is your time to do that. We spend a lot of time in our head. We don't always ask our body what it might want or need. And then when you're ready, we'll come back into either a nice tall seat or laying down position. You can have something behind your back if you want. And I'll invite you to close your eyes if that feels good. Or you can lower your gaze, find a drishti, find a little tiny point of focus. And we're going to do a little bit of a breath holding pattern. So we'll stick with this light, gentle, easy breathing. And we'll do 5 nice, gentle breaths. And then hold the breath for 5 to 10 seconds. You'll know when it's time to breathe again. You want to hold it so you feel a little thirst for air, but not so much that you're gasping when it's time to inhale again. So it looks like this: in and out, 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 and hold it. And then when you're ready, resume the pattern in and out. And the goal is, again, that you don't get your nervous system all riled up, that you're able to come back into this nice, gentle pattern of 5 easy in and out breaths. And if that was really tough, maybe shorten the time that you're holding the breath after the 5th regular breath. And I'm not going to count because I know that everybody's going to have a different comfortable length of breath. So you count for yourself your 5. And when you're ready to hold, exhale completely and hold the breath out And then when you feel that hunger, slowly sip the breath back in to do 5 more breaths. And as always, if one of these breathing patterns doesn't quite work for you today, that's okay. Just go back to following the breath in and out through the nose. That's always a great place to be. You try it, it doesn't work for you, that's fine. I'm just giving you some suggestions on patterns that might be interesting or that might give your body a different way of being. When we hold the breath, it helps introduce good stress. It helps increase our tolerance for carbon dioxide. It helps us regulate the parasympathetic nervous system, and it stimulates a lot of healing. So breath holding is really great, but we don't want it to be so stressful that we're introducing the bad stress. Just like exercise, we want exercise to be enjoyable, not so demanding that we can't do anything for the next few days. You got to find that exact right balance. We'll do one more round. So wherever you are, 5 nice, easy breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. In and out, 5 nice breaths. And this time, when you're ready to hold the breath, hold it for as long as you can. And see where you get to. And then when you're ready to breathe, when you feel that air hunger, let the breath come in gently. Let it be easy. Let it return to normal. Whatever feels right in your body, in and out the nose where you can. We'll end with our body scan. This time we'll start from the toes and work our way up towards the crown of the head. So thinking about your right foot, your big toe, second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the baby toe. The top of the foot up to the ankle, both ankle bones, the inside and the outside, the heel and the bottom of the right foot, and then the whole right foot. Putting the attention on the lower leg, the front and the back, the inside and the outside, and then the knee, the front and the back of the knee, the inside and the outside of the knee, and the upper leg, the thigh and the hamstrings, and the inside and the outside, all the way up to the hips. And then bringing the attention to the left foot, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the baby toe. Tracing the attention up the top of the foot to the ankle, and both ankle bones, the inside and the outside, and then down the heel, the bottom of the foot, and then the whole left foot. The left lower leg, the shin and the calf, the inside and the outside, and the left knee, the front and the back, inside and the outside. And then the thigh and the hamstrings, the inner leg and the outer leg, all the way up to the hip. Bringing the attention to the belly and the chest and the low back, the mid back and the upper back. The right shoulder and the right upper arm, the right elbow and the right lower arm, the palm of the right hand and the back of the right hand, the thumb, index, the middle finger, ring finger, and the baby finger. And then trace your attention back up the hand, up the arm, up to the shoulder and across the collarbone to the left shoulder, the left upper arm, the left elbow, the left lower arm, the palm and the back of the hand, and all of the fingers on the left, the thumb, index, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger. And then trace your attention back up the left arm to the center of the throat, to the chin, to the nose, to the third eye, and the crown of the head. Take a nice breath from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes, and from the tips of the toes back to the crown of the head. And then take your time. There's no rush, but when you're ready, you can open your eyes.